Walls, it has no roof other than that provided by the blue sky and maybe that of the sandstone. But this is an area where they would have been doing the dances, which were and still are very important to them. If you live on the Hopi Reservation today, the only way you believe that you're going to get the rain to fall every year is by dancing with rattlesnakes. And they still do that today. They still have the rattlesnake dance. We are not permitted to watch it. That ended a long time ago, but yeah, they still do that. And I see this taking place in an area like this. Look at the natural amphitheater provided by the sandstone behind you. And you'll notice if you've been to places like Balcony House and Cliff Palace and Longhouse, these people weren't afraid of building on boulders. In this case, look at how they built some of their structures going right up the side of the sandstone there. So they weren't afraid of something like that. So isn't it interesting that they left this great big flat area without any buildings? They also, no buildings in this area here that we call an amphitheater. Now then, the acoustics here at Longhouse, the way that sound travels is just crazy. You can be standing over here 50 feet that way and somebody 100 feet over that way can hear what you're saying easily, even if you're whispering. So the point is back in the days, I can see that there were ceremonies taking place in the dance plaza and that the sound would have reverberated up and down the canyons, no doubt. You've got this large central fire pit area. You have this thing here, which might be some kind of a stylized sipapu. I don't know. No idea. But take notice of something. Take notice how when these people wanted to build something square or rectangular, they did. Nice and rectangular. Nice and rectangular. Look at that wall right there. It's nice and flat on top. It's flush going this way. Look at that doorway right there. Look at the rocks inside the door, how they make the nice 90-degree angles. Nature doesn't like 90-degree angles. Nature doesn't like rectangles and squares. So you have to be willing to make them that way. The point is these people were interested in things that were linear, things that were straight. And then you look at these two constructions on either side. There's one right there, there's one right over there. They are anything but linear. They are not straight at all. This right here is wide at this end. It tapers down to this end. This side here bows in, this side here bows out. And then you look at that the construction over there, and it looks sort of like a stylized letter P shape. And so for a long time, it was a mystery to us what they were used for until we got the right Pueblo people out here one day. I can't remember which tribe they were from. Maybe they were Hopi, maybe they were Acoma. I don't know. But they stood right here, and we said, "What do you think these are used for?" And they looked at them, they looked at each other, and they said at the same time, "Foot drum." These were musical instruments. You could cover them over with several thick animal skins or a plank of wood if you have it, and then you would stomp on it. And you'd create a sound that other people could dance to. And we think that maybe the type of sound produced would have something to do with the shape of the little container there. But, are we 100% for certain that these are foot drums? No. But right now, it's the only thing that makes sense. And it's surprising how often we do that here at Mesa Verde. We don't get a lot of concrete answers about anything. We know, for instance, when this building here was constructed, because you can take a core sample of the building material, the logs inside of it, and then you can take that core sample of wood and you can compare it to a database of tree rings that we have, and you can count back in time. It's a little bit harder than that, but not much more. You can tell the exact year that tree was cut down. So we don't have to rely on carbon-14 analysis that provides a relative date rather than an absolute one. Isn't that neat? So we don't get that many absolutes here. We know what the kivas were used for, and we know that we're rock solid with our dates. Everything else, it's not 100%. Any last questions before we get ready to begin the assault out?
Where was the area they prepared food? Did they have a separate area?
It would have been in different places, sure. I mean, it doesn't look as if there was one food preparation